Hi, everybody, and thanks for the opportunity to talk with you today as part of UB's Women Leading Business event. My name's Carly Battin. I am a 2009 graduate of the full-time MBA program. Going to give you a little bit of background on myself today, my career path to date, hopefully provide a little bit of advice that will be useful to you as you pursue your own career paths. As I said, I graduated in 2009, and my career has been a little bit unconventional by normal MBA standards. My first role out of the program was at the Buffalo News, where I served in a role as a marketing manager, then moved into the nonprofit world as executive director of a community development organization called the Elmwood Village Association here in the city of Buffalo, and then went into the startup world back in 2012 as director of communications at a social enterprise called Back USA. Since then, I've moved on to a new role. My current role is as a director at Clean Capital, which is a clean energy investment company. My company its mission is to drive more capital into clean energy. We own solar projects around the United States and work with big investors like BlackRock to help to get more capital and help to drive the U.S.'s transition to a clean energy economy and help combat climate change that way. I think that the common thread among all of those very different roles is that all of them have been mission driven, which is something that I identified pretty early on as being a huge motivator for me and something that's important in any role that I consider. I'm struck, especially with the project that I'm working on right now, which is raising a significant amount of capital for my current role, for my current company, is that in all of the conversations that we're having with big investment firms, JP Morgan, BlackRock, big pensions, big institutional investors of every stripe, is that it is still incredibly rare to see a woman around any of those tables. So the advice that I want to provide today and pass along is that what I've heard is that men are judged by their potential, whereas women have to come with receipts. So women in leadership positions often wait until they're more than qualified in order to put their name into consideration for those promotions, for those new roles, where they'd be elevated into a position of power, where men are often picked out of a crowd or don't feel that they need to check all of those boxes before they're ready and should be considered for those type of roles. So I think having a little bit more ego and a little bit more of a sense of your own value as you move along your career path, and just knowing that you don't have to check every single box that your potential can carry you into those leadership roles, I think is important. And I think in order to achieve better representation, I think that that's critical. One of the questions that was a prompt for us in thinking about talking to you today was a woman that you admire. And one of those women for me, among many, is Jane Fonda. She did an interview recently. If you don't know a lot about Jane, she has a long history of activism. But one of the interviews that she gave recently was with the New York Times, and she described herself as a repeater, which is the antenna that you see on the top of very tall hills or mountains. And the reason she described herself as that is that her position as a celebrity with a significant amount of privilege and platform is that she uses her role to amplify all of the voices that don't have that platform. And so I think that is a really important message to take forward, especially now when a lot of companies are struggling with the lack of diversity in their ranks, is to use your position, and my position as one I know that where I enjoy a lot of privilege, to amplify the voices of those who are not well represented, women, but also people of color, and make sure that their voices are represented at the table. Push your company or your organization to be more diverse and help to amplify the voices of those who don't enjoy that platform. Hopefully that was helpful. I wish you luck and all the best.